Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. So today I have a review for you guys. I have the new Colourpop No Filter Stick Foundation. I've been dying to try this out because I have really oily skin. Oops, and the other foundation did not work for me. It was like too oily, too fast. So I don't know if it was like the primer, I don't know what it was. But anyway, I wanted to try these out for you. I wanted to do like a little wear test. I'm going to be stepping out in a few. So I wanted to try it out. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I have the color Light 50W. So I'm assuming that's warm. And Light 67N for neutral. I went according to the website. So hopefully one of these two, or maybe I can mix these two together to get my shade. So I'm gonna swatch Light 50W first. So that doesn't look too bad. It actually blends out pretty good. I'm not really a fan of stick foundations, but I still wanted to try it out because I think I looked at like one review and it did say it was more on a drier side instead of more creamy, which stick foundations are more creamy. And because they tend to be a little bit more oily. So this is more, the neutral one is more pink. So I think I'm going to go with D 50W, Light 50W. And I'm going to try this out with no primer. I just moisturized my face this morning and that's it. So I'm going to just apply this to one side. So I think I'm going to do one side with the sponge and then one side with a brush. So I'm going to use this side with this the brush. I'm just using a Real Techniques brush, the Expert Face Brush. It seems to be blending out pretty good. So this color seems to be a little bit yellow for me, but I still think I can make it work. So let's see how this looks up close so far without setting it. It looks okay. I mean, it doesn't make it look too flawless. Like, it doesn't really hide like my texture, but it doesn't make it worse neither. So I guess that could be a good thing. It does like settle into my pores. So maybe I could use like a pore fill-in primer. So that way that doesn't happen, but it doesn't look too bad. Alright, so on the other side I'm going to use my Real Techniques sponge. Look. So the sponge side seems to be shearing it out a little bit. Of course, because it is a sponge, the sponge does soak up most of the product. So that blended out just as fast as the brush side, but it did shear it out. So I don't know if you could tell the difference, but I feel like this side does look more full coverage than this side. Yeah, it just looks more of a natural finish on the sponge side. And up close, on this side with the brush, it does like settle into my pores a little bit more than the sponge side. So I don't know if it's because the brush like moves the stuff around, the foundation around. But I have really large pores, so I mean, I'm so used to it, it doesn't even bother me anymore. And this side actually doesn't look as, I guess, shiny. Like this side looks more satin. This side looks, it has still of a like a glow, not like a glow, but it still looks kind of wet. See, like right here. And this side does look more of a natural satin. Alright, so I'm just going to blend this side out. I just wanted to see the difference between a sponge and a brush, like the application. Because I do like the sponge a little bit more when I'm doing my makeup. So just to even it out a little bit, I'm just going to apply a little bit more around here. And then just blend that off. And it didn't layer too bad. I guess you still have to be careful with creams because I feel like depending on the cream, it can look a little heavy. But it doesn't look too bad so far. I actually like the color. And I like how fast and less of a mess the sticks are. Because you know, cream, liquid foundations, I usually put it on my hand and I have like this big glob on my hand. But at least with this, it's easier for application. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and finish my face off. And then I'll be right back so that way we could just see how the powder and everything looks on top of it. Okay, so this is the final, well, not the final look. I didn't really do a look, but so this is how it looks with powder and everything set. So what I used on my face is the Coty Air Spun powder. I just set my forehead, my under eye area, and my chin. Oh, and for concealer, I used the Colourpop No Filter concealer. And for the rest of my face, I set it with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose setting powder. And for bronzer, I used the Maybelline Master Bronze palette. That's this one. Make a Revolution Matte Blush for blush. And the Primark highlighter. And wait, I used two of them. So I used the light, I guess like the white one and the gold one. So I used these two as a highlighter on my face. So so far it looks good. I mean, it looks like every other foundation. When you first put it on, it looks good. But what I noticed is my forehead still. So on the one side that I used the brush, it still looks a little bit cakey, like right here. But I mean, maybe I need the exfoliate, I don't know. But everything else does look pretty nice so far. It did settle into like my chin line right here. But a lot of makeup does because of the shape of my chin. And my pores look the same. They don't look worse, they don't look better. And it blended in pretty good, but the side of the sponge, like, it does look a little bit more textured here. Not textured, but it doesn't look as smooth as this side does, like after the blush and bronzer and all that stuff. But I mean, I don't know, it could be anything. But from far away it does look good. From close up it looks good still, but I do have large pores again, so it's not gonna look so like filtered anyway. But anyway, I could deal with this. Just the forehead part, and maybe I have to exfoliate a little bit more. But yeah, so that's that. And the color I really do like. At first it looked kind of weird, but it does match pretty good with my neck. So yeah. So I guess I will see you later. I'm gonna do a little bit of a wear test. I don't know how many hours I'll be back here, but I'll probably do like a little bit of like a halfway check-in. I'll probably just do it with my phone real quick, and then I'll come back at the end of the night and give you guys a little update on how this is wearing and stuff with my like really oily skin. So I don't really touch up my makeup neither. Like, I'll just use like a piece of tissue and just blot my oils off, because sometimes when you do add a little bit more of like powder and stuff, it can look cakey, and I don't want that to affect like the wear. Well, I don't want that to affect the foundation. Like, I want to see how it looks like how it's working on its own. So yeah, so I guess I'll do that and I'll see you guys later. Okay, so I am back and it's 5:30. I think I forgot to mention what time was like when I finished my makeup, and I think it was maybe 11 o'clock. But it's 5:30 now, and this is how the foundation looks. So just by looking at it, on camera, even in person too, my forehead is a little bit more matte. I don't know why, because I use the same powder in this area, but and on my chin. But my cheeks are pretty oily. But what I noticed is my foundation is not separating. Usually when you have oily skin, it happens to me all the time. Even when I use other foundations, around like my cheek area, I'll get spots. So it would look like oil and water kind of like separating. But it's not actually doing it now. I don't know why. I didn't even put primer on, so I really don't know why. But it did. So it didn't fade on here, but close up my chin area, like this area, and my nose, again, because I eat throughout the day, so when you wipe your mouth, this is gonna fade a little bit from the tissues and stuff. And I have like a permanent runny nose, so I'm always wiping my nose. So along this area, it's always fades off faster. So up close, where my chin is, it does look a little bit kind of like dry, and it did settle into like the chin line or the chin wrinkle right here, and around my nose looks a little bit cakey. So right here in this area, but that kind of happens throughout the day with a lot of foundations. And my forehead seems to be okay. Yeah, it seems to be okay, except that one area that I was talking about earlier that kind of looked like dry, but it still looks exactly the same. So that didn't really change. And my face is oily, but it does kind of look like my pores are more pronounced, I guess, because of the oils and stuff like that. I don't know, but they do look a little bit more bigger. I would say 5 hours the max for this foundation. After that, I think it would look like a big mess, because right now I don't really like this part. But I think it would be good for for drier skin types because of that. Even though in the beginning it did feel like it was a little bit more dry, like as you're putting it on. But throughout the day, it does look like it gives you more of a slight glow, which is right here. But yeah, so I think I'm going to pass on this one. I would just use this for like emergencies. I don't know, because usually when I put makeup on, I'll put it on, but I'm not touching it up throughout the day or anything like that. And I am wearing it longer than 5 hours because I'm usually going out and stuff like that. Okay, so that's that for this review / wear test. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching, and I see you on my next video.